Josh here, back to a new Loud House video, and we're back with a new reviewing of my favorite Loud House episodes. And this is another one that I enjoy from the fourth season. Right? No, season 3. Yeah. This episode comes after the House of Lies episode, which I have already done. Yeah. Already did a reviewing on. But yeah, this episode also has a little reference, has a little reference to a Nintendo Switch, pretty much. This whole episode is pretty much, especially the console that Clyde has and Lincoln borrows, reminds me of the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, it starts with Clyde playing and Lincoln seeing him play this game on his Snap. Which, yeah, the console that he has is a Snap, called a Snap. But doesn't it look very similar to a Nintendo Switch? Is it just me? But it just looks similar in the right kind of size of a Nintendo Switch. And Lincoln is wondering if he can get a go. And of course, Clyde is a bit worried and puts a glove on and rubbing a smudge on it. And yeah, Clyde saying of this certain role that his dads have been doing the past on Sundays, and Lincoln is wondering if he can borrow the Snap. And of course, Clyde having this thought of what it would be like at Lincoln's house with all his sisters. And then inside he's thinking, yeah, I can't let him borrow the Snap. And then he's like, of course you can borrow it. I'll bring it over tomorrow. And he's like, dang it, what was that? And then, yeah, Lincoln just saying of how good of a friend Clyde is about sharing his stuff. And then we see Clyde just continuing thinking of that same thought all the way until daytime. And then, of course, he's not knowing what to do. And him realizing that after saying that Lincoln can't borrow Clyde's Snap console, and he's like, what are you, crazy? If you do that, it'll be the end of our friendship. Which, yeah, he does get it and bring it over, and he's like, I'll just spend a day at Lincoln's house so I can protect the console and his friendship. And then when he comes over, he has the Snap in his briefcase with other different kind of locks as well. And then when Lincoln gets the console, he tells Clyde that he knows he's not supposed to be doing it today, so be heading back home. And he's like that his foot is all about doing this excuse with his foot, which then he sees different incidents that almost causes something to happen to the Snap. And then Clyde wonders if Lincoln could get him some ice for his water. And then when Lincoln comes back, he sees that he's on his feet, saying that his foot is better. And then him just squirting the apple juice onto his shirt and saying that he would do all the laundry. Which, yeah, he does all of their laundry. And then noticing on the thing with the bed, his seats, which he quilts a new one. And, yeah, sees Cliff coming with muddy feet, which of course he's like, not today. And then Lincoln goes to the bathroom, and of course Clyde follows him, and he's like, what are you doing? And then he's just saying that he's going to take a shower while Lincoln uses the bathroom. And then he realizes of what Clyde is doing. And yeah, to keep him from falling into temptation, yeah, he just locks Clyde out of the house. I mean, yeah, that is pretty much a good measure. And then when Clyde sees all the different hazards as well that are surrounding in the house. And yeah, then he calls his dads to say that he's going to be staying for dinner at Lincoln's house. And yeah, we see Lily then going over to Lincoln. And yeah, I just love the way that she says Lincoln and then Clyde. And yeah, Lincoln sees and just notices Lily just over there, like, all suspicious, like. And then Lenny is talking on the phone and pouring some juice. And, yeah, Clyde is just continuing drinking it. And she keeps then she blames Lincoln, thinking that he drank her juice. And then Lisa is rapping while spilling chemicals and making holes in the floor. And Clyde uses Geo and makes Lisa slip. And then Lynn Sr. is throwing some pizza dough, and Clyde uses a leaf blower to blow it out the window. And then moving this flower pot, or this vase with the flowers. And then all the family come for dinner, which, yeah, this is not good for Clyde. And then Lynn farts under the table to make it even worse. And then bumps into Lana, which Lana thinks that is Charles wanting a snack. Which, yeah, Clyde eats the dog treat and sees Charles under the table and gets angry with him. And then the truth comes out. Which, yeah, notices that Clyde is under the table, and they're like, you invite your friend over and not even give him a chair? That's rude. And he's like, I didn't invite him. And then, yeah, he goes and talks with Clyde and saying of how Lincoln isn't so protective of his stuff like Clyde is. And then with his 10 sisters, and saying that if he didn't let him borrow his snap, it would be the end of their friendship. And then Lincoln is like, of course we're still friends, and he knows that he's not so protective over his stuff. Or, yeah, Lincoln's not so protective with his stuff like Clyde is, but they'll always be friends. And again, that is true when it comes to real life as well. Right? This is kind of true to real life too. A lot of people would be more protective on certain of their stuff than other people would. So yeah, that is pretty much true for real life matters. And of course, yeah, they're still friends and give Clyde back the snap. And Lynn Sr. tells Clyde to take some of their food home with him for the road. And it ends up slipping, and Lincoln ends up dodging over and taking the hit, which, yeah, ends up with a spot on the snap. And he's like, it's fine. And then when Clyde goes out the door, he then calls his dads and tells them to brings out some different stuff. Yeah, like freaking out. But yeah, like I said, it's pretty much all can relate with real life matters when it comes to how people are when it comes to them protecting of their stuff, their things. How some people are and some people aren't. Right? So protective. So, and again, just the whole console, the Snap console, just reminds me of a Nintendo Switch. Doesn't y'all? I can't be the only one that reminds me of it. But yeah, like the real thing. To the next one.